Here are the ingredients. There's the veggies, the Spam. I have powdered garlic, and I also have some fresh garlic. So I'm going to do a little bit of both. Eggs. And this is the jasmine rice. It's the Publix brand. They have it in all different brands. I'd never even heard of jasmine rice, but that's what it said on the recipe. So that's what I bought. And that's your ingredients. So it's not, there's the pepper, onion. It's not a ton of ingredients. And like I said, my husband said it was delicious. So we'll find out. I have already started boiling my rice. With the rice, it said 2 cups of rice. So, and then it said to follow the directions on the back of the package. So it was 4 cups of water in a pan. You bring that to a boil, and once the water starts boiling, then you put your 2 cups of rice in. You turn it down to a simmer, which on your stove would be about a 4. You just don't want it to be like a hard boil. And you cover it, and then you let it just sit there, stirring occasionally for about 18 minutes until all the water has cooked out. It's not soupy, and it's just a nice, consistency, just like, what rice is supposed to look like. So when it starts looking like that, you're done. So that part, very easy, and I've already started that. Next thing I'm gonna do is cut up my bell pepper and my onion. So let's get started on that. Everybody knows, well, I guess everybody doesn't know, but to cut up a bell pepper, all you're gonna do is stick your knife in the top of it, and you're gonna go around the top of the bell pepper. All right, you're gonna cut its little cap off. So once you do that, see if I got it done. Yes, you're gonna kind of stick your fingers in there and twist that cap, and it'll pull out, and there's all your seeds and everything. See, you just want to pull that out of there, and you're gonna throw that away. So let me throw it in the garbage. And then take your knife and just start cutting it down like that. See? You're just gonna cut it up in sections, and then you're gonna cut it into smaller, little, tiny pieces. So see, like this piece still had a lot of seeds in it. They're going everywhere. So I'm going to take this over to the sink, and I'm going to rinse the seeds out. And that way, you just don't want the seeds in your food. I guess you can. It probably wouldn't hurt you, but I don't want seeds in my food. Okay, I have my bell pepper cut up into little strips. You see that? That's what it's supposed to look like. And then I'm going to cut it into up into tiny little bite-sized pieces, tiny bite-sized. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll cut up my onion and my garlic. I was thinking this summer, it's been so dreadfully hot here in the South that, we've all just kind of curled up and died. It's really been horrible. It's been, oh gosh, one of the hottest summers. And it's not so much the heat that's been so bad. It's been the humidity. Y'all, it's just like you walk out the door and you cannot breathe out there. It's horrible. It is horrible. So this summer, me and the Gilmore girls have gotten to be really good friends. Our cable went out for about 2 months, so all we've had is Netflix. So I had never watched the Gilmore Girls when they were out for their, you know, for the first time, the original show. I had never seen it. And so I started watching it, and well, that has just turned, I mean, there's, like I said, you can't go outside, and I mean, that's where I love to be, is outside. It's even been too hot up at the lake. I mean, it's just been awful. So, I, for the last 2 months, have just become a couch potato. And if you've ever watched the Gilmore Girls, you know, all they do on that show is eat junk food. I mean, they just eat junk food constantly. And so not only, you know, was I a couch potato, but you'd be sitting there watching the show and you'd be thinking, ooh, that looks good. Ooh, that looks good. Ooh, I think I'll get me a snack. You know, I mean, it just, so anyway, it was just a vicious cycle this summer. Horrible, horrible. I think I gained about 10 pounds. And it's all because of the Gilmore Girls. So thank you, Gilmore Girls. Y'all just make the food look so good. Oh, and then you got Suki, you know, the chef on there. If y'all ever watched it. Anyway, they just constantly are showing her kitchen and what she's cooking. And they go to Luke's diner and, you know, what he's serving everybody. I mean, it just makes you want to eat. But anyway, that is what I've been doing all summer. I have been really terrible. And it's cooled off a little bit. Not a whole heck of a lot, but it's better. I mean, so anyway, I have pulled myself up off the couch, and my husband and I have started walking in the mornings again, so that's good. And we are getting ready to go on our trip to Italy. And I have decided, you know, just like I said, Gilmore Girls, all about them some food. And you know, everybody cooks the same 6 meals, 7 meals. What's familiar to them every week. And you kind of, at one point of, you know, during the year, you're like, God, I'm so sick of cooking the same thing over and over and over. I want something different. And so I decided, I have got like a million cookbooks, right? And I don't think, I've probably cooked, you know, a few things out of each one, but to be honest, some of the books and magazines that I haven't ever cooked anything out of. I'll look at them and I'll think, ooh, that looks really good. I'm gonna try that. And I never do. So what I have decided to do is to take those books and those recipes and actually start cooking them. So maybe all of us can find some new yummy recipes that we really like, and I can give y'all some ideas and me some ideas, and we can have fun doing it. So that is my plan with the cooking show, and hopefully we'll find something really good out there to eat and different. All right, so I've got my bell pepper cut up, and I'm gonna show y'all how to do garlic. All right, see, that's a big old head of garlic, and it has a ton of little cloves in it. So you just gotta kind of pull it apart. Ah, there we go. That is 1 clove. See that? I'm gonna do 2 cloves, And this is some honking garlic too, y'all. Look at this. Look how big that clove is. So I'm gonna do 2 cloves, excuse me, of garlic in this recipe. And I'm gonna mince it. I'm gonna chop it up real tiny. And it calls for a tablespoon of garlic. So after I mince it, I'm gonna put in the tablespoon, and then if I need a little bit more, I'm gonna put the what I have left of my garlic powder. I love garlic. I mean, I could eat it just fresh. I just love garlic. So I like it in all my recipes, but this actually called for garlic, so I was excited. Oh, and let me tell you, my rice is ready. It only took it like 10 minutes at the most. So really keep a watch on your rice and don't let it burn, because mine, you know, got ready really quick. All right, I'm gonna show y'all how to do a garlic clove. You're gonna put it on your cutting board, kind of put the curved side down like this, all right? And then you're gonna take your knife and you're gonna put it on the top of it, and you are going to pop down on that knife. I'm trying to see if I can put this where y'all can show y'all. Hold on just a second. See how I did that? Just pop it. All right, and see that clove, the skin will just pop right off of it. See the skin? Just popped right off. And there is your lovely garlic. And that's actually 1 clove. It just popped in 2. So I'm gonna do the other one. And then I'm gonna cut it up really fine. See, put your knife on top of there. And pop it. And it will pop right out of the skin. So, see it? I have the garlic all cut up. It's in little tiny pieces. I'll show you in a minute. Now I'm fixing to cut up my onion. Now, here's just a little tip on cutting up onions. Slice the one end off, turn it over, slice the other end off. That will help you to get the paper, you know, the little, you know, the outside of the onion. That'll help you to get it off. It feels like brittle paper. Then when you do that, put it down on your cutting board flat and cut the onion in half. Put those flat pieces down on the ground, or your cutting board. Don't put them on the ground. You don't want dirty onions. And just start slicing each half into little tiny slices. And I'll show you this in just a sec. Do that all the way across each of the onions. And you want to try to keep your onion together. You don't want it to fall apart. All right, I'm going to show y'all. All right, see, I just cut the onion in half, laid it down on its flat side, see? And then I sliced it. This one is sliced. I started on this end right here, and I just sliced it all the way across it. And now I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to start slicing it this way, going across it. And if you do that, your onion will be cut up in nothing flat, and it will be cut up in tiny little pieces, and it just makes life easier. So try it that way. So we have everything cut up. I have been crying from the onions. Woo, that are really, really strong. And so our next step is to saute the stuff we just cut up. And also, if you just are against cutting up vegetables, which I know a lot of people hate that, or you know, as a young mother, you don't have time to sit here and chop and do all that kind of stuff, or you know, you're just in a hurry. They actually sell cut up peppers, cut up onions in little containers at the grocery store. It's over there where the fresh produce is, and I know at Winn-Dixie and Publix, they'll just be in little containers up on the shelf, like over where the whole peppers or the whole onions or whatever, they'll be up over those in little containers. And I will say that is a wonderful way to go. This might give it just a little bit fresher taste, but I mean, not by much, really, it's not. So if you just hate chopping veggies, I would go that route. And they even have, in the frozen section, they have frozen chopped onions. They might even have frozen bell peppers. I've never really looked for it, but anyway, check that out. All right, I'm gonna give you a little tip here. You know, after you get done chopping up onions and garlic, your hands smell like onions and garlic. All you have to do to get that off is put your hand under some water, and then take your faucet and rub it with your hand, and the metal of the faucet takes away the onion and garlic smell. So I'm fixing to start sauteing my vegetables. I've got my olive oil and my butter. I got 2 tablespoons of butter, and I just put enough olive oil in the pan to fill the bottom of it. See my olive oil? And I've got my vegetables on the stove. They're boiling. They just come to a boil, and I'm going to turn them down and just let them simmer for a little bit. And the trick with butter and olive oil is if you just use butter to saute stuff, the butter will burn, but sometimes, not all the time, but it'll turn, you know, it'll get that brown color and it'll be kind of ooky. But if you do butter and olive oil, the butter won't burn on you. So that's a good trick to know. All right, after your vegetables start boiling, put them down on simmer, cover them, and in 4 to 5 minutes, they will be ready. I almost forgot our trusty Spam. As I was cutting this up, I noticed my little Stella, my little Chihuahua, she was down below me on the floor, just wagging that tail and looking at me and wagging her dog food, which I'm not saying Spam looks like dog food, but we buy her that fresh dog food, you know. And anyway, she thought I was cutting up her food. She got so excited. I hated to disappoint her, but anyway, here's the Spam, and you're going to put that in your vegetable saute pan also. Here's Stella. She's now mad at me because I didn't feed her. She's so disappointed. Look at that baby. Look how pretty that looks. Isn't that pretty? Now, here's a little tip. When you're sauteing, always put your fresh garlic in last because it has a tendency to burn, and so it only takes just like 1 minute to get it to where it needs to be. So once your onions get that translucent look to it, you can kind of see through them, you know. Well, then you're going to put in your garlic, let it cook for just a minute, maybe 2. And then your stuff is ready to go. All right, let's see. Our vegetables are sauteed. Our rice is cooked. And let me tell you, this rice is so good, y'all. I've just been eating it out of the pot. I don't even like rice that much. This is really good rice. The veggies are cooked. I took them out of the pot and put them in a strainer and ran cold water over them. That's what it said to do. And so everything is ready to start mixing together. So now I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of milk and 4 eggs, and I'm going to beat that all together, and I'm going to pour it over the vegetable and Spam mixture. Here's my 4 eggs with 2 tablespoons of milk, and I'm fixing to whisk those together. When I was a little girl and just say my mama had to go visit her mama for some reason or something, and we couldn't go, I would, we'd all be there with Daddy, and he retired from the military, and he was in, the big war he was in was the Korean War. So anyway, the only thing Daddy knew how to cook was rice and eggs, which was so weird to me. So that's what we would have when Mama was gone. And I don't really remember what it tasted like. I do remember I ate it, and I didn't gripe about it, but it was just funny, just a funny memory. But anyway, I'm fixing to go put my eggs onto the Spam and vegetable mixture, and it says to stir it, stir it, stir it, stir it, stir it, so the egg pieces will be real little bitty. So let's go do that. And here it is. So far, it looks pretty good. Right now, I'm supposed to put the vegetables on top and then put the rice on top. Look how pretty that looks, y'all. That's it with the vegetables. And now I'm going to add the rice. Okay. Whoop. I almost spilled that. Oh, I did a little bit. The last step is to add a half a cup of soy sauce on top of all your stuff after you get it all stirred together, and stir it up, and you are ready to eat. So I'll show you what it looks like in just a sec. And here it is with the soy sauce in it. This dish smells so good, y'all, and it's so pretty. And it made, I mean, this is a big skillet. See, this is my hand, can you tell? Anyway, it's a big old skillet. It made a ton of food. So this would feed a family of 6 very easily. All right, now, here it is. Look how yummy it looks. But now for the true test. Does it taste good? Like I said, it smells really good, so let's try it. Get a little Spam, some of those veggies, a little bit of egg. That is really good. That is really good. And you have everything in one dish. You have your veggies, you have your rice, you have your meat. It is really good, y'all. This is a recipe to try. Y'all really need to try this one. So give it a try. Tell me how yours turned out, and tune in next time for our next recipe.